and man, like I needed this. Like I needed this so bad. And he gave me other signs where, like, when I was praying one morning, I was like asking God, like, God, they tell me why, that you gave me here for a reason. Because you get nightmares every day that I sleep in there. They never turn off the light inside the prison, so it's hard to sleep inside. And yeah, when I was praying underneath the blanket one day, and my jailer, I guess you can say buddy, he was the guy that served the food and everything, he gave me this little pack and threw it on my back, and I was like, gosh, like, yes, like, okay, God, you wanted me to be in here, and that everything is a life lesson. And yeah, he just gave me other signs that he exists. Even when I'm reading the Bible, I see the bars in the windows shine into my Bible as a cross onto my Bible. And then also when I'm looking out the window, sometimes I have a mirror or a reflection at the bathroom, and I can see the crossbars making across my face and across my chest. And I was like, yes, like Jesus Christ was with me in jail. And I'm a numerology guy, and I'm starting to count the numbers, the 11s. And I used to follow 8s all the time too. Like I started traveling on August 1st, 2017 or whatever. And then all these 11s, the word trustworthy, the word Jesus is Lord. And then almost every church, when I came out, I realized this, almost every church starts their service at 11 o'clock, right? Don't they have an 11 o'clock service? And then the word tribulation. And then there's I guess there's 56 Bible verses that talks about hands, and 5 plus 11, or 5 plus 6 is 11, I'm sorry. And then so many times when you have nothing, I just look at my hands. And I think God asked Moses to look into his hands too. And yeah, and here in Psalms 110 verse 1, the Lord said to my Lord, sit in the right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. And I looked at my hands and I see the 11s in our hands. You see this? We all have these. To me, it's a tattoo of 11. And this is in everyone's hands. They're white, Latino, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Brazilian, any nationality. Look at any age, any baby, a 5-year-old baby or a 5-month-old baby to a 95-year-old man. Look into your hands. You have this tattoo of these 11s from the beginning. So Jesus had us from the beginning. 1.6 billion people spend money on tattoos every year in America. $1.6 billion is used for tattoos every year. And they say 45 million Americans, at least everyone has at least one tattoo. What? Well, I don't know. Okay, people are obsessed with tattoos. I personally just don't have any tattoos myself, but I realized that we have the most ultimate tattoo in our hands. And remember 9/11? That's like the one date that everyone remembers. It's the one date. You're white, Latino, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Brazilian, any nationality. Look at any age, any baby, a 5-year-old baby or a 5-month-old baby to a 95-year-old man. Look into your hands. You have this tattoo of these 11s from the beginning. So Jesus had us from the beginning. 1.6 billion people spend money on tattoos every year in America. $1.6 billion is used for tattoos every year. And they say 45 million Americans, at least everyone has at least one tattoo. What? Well, I don't know. Okay, people are obsessed with tattoos. I personally just don't have any tattoos myself, but I realized that we have the most ultimate tattoo in our hands. And remember 9/11? That's like the one date that everyone remembers. It's the one date where you can go to Africa, you can go to London or Australia or Taiwan. And they remember that date. They remember 9/11. Yes, it was not only a terrorist date, but it was a date that everyone prayed to somebody. Everyone prayed to somebody. Everyone had compassion for somebody that they didn't know. And I think we should remember that date as a date of redemption more than anything else. And the other connection I had with 11 was the 11 disciples minus Judas. And then I'm looking at the Last Supper painting of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, and they say that there's 11 disciples in that painting, and John the Baptist is the one that's missing. My name just happened to be John, and I'm not trying to say I'm John the Baptist, but maybe God chose me to share this message. He chose me to recognize the 11s in our hands. And remember the famous creation of Adam painting of God and Adam getting their hands together, but they're not quite touching, done by Michelangelo. And it's like God and man just not being able to touch, not being able to connect, because we didn't have Jesus Christ. And then now we have Jesus Christ, and it was in our very hands, in our fingers, the very first, the whole time, and we just barely got it. It's okay. Remember, there's another verse on that. John chapter 20, verse 27. Then he told Thomas, "Put your finger here, see my hands, reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." And we really got to stop doubting and believe that Jesus Christ was on this earth 2,000 years ago, 2018 years ago. And there's a reason why we all know that it's 2018, because everyone respects that. And we got to teach our children that too. And I'd like to see if we can bring prayer back into schools, because all these shootings and stuff that's happening, and we're putting a little band-aid on this tragic thing by fighting about whether we're gonna have gun laws or whatnot that changes. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting that we're talking about it, but can we start working on prevention instead of intervention? We're always fixing the problem with the band-aid instead of working on preventing this from happening again. And to me, I think if we can just bring back prayer back into schools, I think we can find a better solution here with all the stuff that's going on in our schools, in our society, in America, in New York, I mean in LA, San Francisco, Miami, from every corner of the earth. We are seeing some of the worst weather patterns, heats that's undeniably warm and burning us up here. They call it the holy fires there in Lake Elsinore. I don't know why, but it's interesting. And I think we gotta realize that it's us. We're the problem. We are like the worst species right now on this planet, and we're not doing enough to preserve what's given to us here. Everyone's always driving and trying to find, if everyone's flying and traveling, going everywhere and stuff, and we realize, like, man, look at how much pollution we're spreading out there. That's slowly deteriorating our world. Oh, two quick things about the 11s I wanted to bring up was the hashtag. I think anytime you see a hashtag, that means Jesus Christ is there too, and he was trying to show us, it's like 11:11. Remember the peace sign that used to be really popular with like the Japanese tourists or the Korean tourists and stuff, and then the rock on, music guys, rock on and stuff, and then the pause button. Pause. Look, punch any or touch any part of the screen here, and you can see the pause button on my face. That's the 11s. I think Jesus wants us to pause a little bit once in a while, and we need to stop and think about everything that we do, and that we're going to be judged for everything that we do at some point. So I'm kind of making this video because I keep seeing this thing about Molly Tibbet, and I can't believe that she got kidnapped, and she seems like a good Christian girl. And I saw that little video clip of her talking about prayer and stuff, and I know Jesus is with her right now. And if you're the kidnapper watching this, I tell you, you're gonna pay for this, and you're gonna pay for it either on this earth or in the afterlife. And trust me, you do not want to pay for it in hell. You want to just turn yourself in. If you can't turn yourself in, just turn yourself in, man. And or if you guys know anything about her, please report it to the police and let her be found, because man, it's hurting me to see this stuff kind of happening still. And not just her, but any murderer, any killer, anyone that has rage, or anyone that's angry, anyone that's abusive, that hit on your wife or hit on your kids. How dare you guys? I mean, just look into your hands, okay? Jesus Christ is gonna judge you at one point, and we can't stop. We can't keep going on like this. We have to remember that, hey, this is all happening for a reason. And whatever situation that you're in, you gotta just try to fight through it and find out why God put you in that situation, and you work through it peacefully and lovingly. And especially us in America, I think we've been very blessed in our lives. We have a lot of I think wealth across the nation as far as people's homes go. People have I think they said that statistically we have one of the highest rate of millionaires in the world right now. And yeah, we just gotta find a way to give back and to share this with the rest of your community. And I just see that there's a big change, and I hope that this is a great message for other Christians to start sharing amongst yourselves and saying, hey, this is a tattoo that was given to us from the beginning, and that God wanted us to know this from the beginning. Yes, we were always given a choice still what we had, but if you had some doubts before, this is the way that you can get over some of these doubts. And I hope maybe Frank Turk, which I love, he's an awesome philosopher and awesome teacher, and I haven't read his book, but I've seen quite a few of his YouTube videos about atheists, that it takes more faith to be an atheist, and he's absolutely right. Some of you atheists like Jacqueline Glenn, Richard Dawkins, I tell you guys, I mean, Richard, you have a daughter, Juliet, you have a baby. I mean, you see a creature like that, and you cannot deny that God, you cannot deny that God exists. You cannot recreate a baby. I mean, this is a gift from God to you, and I just feel like a lot of us was just deceived. Look at the video clip of Ken Ham and Bill Nye the Science Guy. Is it kind of weird that Bill Nye the Science Guy has his last name rhymes with lie, like the scientist that lies? I don't know. Sometimes it's like, man, some of these things are just lies. And Ken Ham, you got it, man. He's the one that built the Noah's Ark in Kentucky. I went to go visit that a couple of months ago too, and it's amazing. It's so true about, he was talking about some watermarks that were displayed, the watermarks that were found, like I think he said like 60 years ago, and like look, like these watermarks can look like it was thousands or millions of years, but we still got watermarks getting created right now, so yeah, maybe we were wrong with some of our dates, and maybe we're not gonna be on this earth for another 20,000 years if we don't take care of this planet. I mean, really look at it. It's so hard to, it's heartbreaking for me to think of how many animals have died in these forest fires. I mean, yeah, there's a few homes and stuff, we have insurance for that, But think about all the animals, all the insects that are dying from these forest fires.